Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of confusing corporate filings. Today we're diving into Palmer Square Capital BDC Inc. CES latest report, and let's just say they're about to let investors know about a little forum presentation. Alright folks, let's get straight to it. Palmer Square Capital BDC Inc. is a company that's registered in Maryland, and they filed a Form 8K report. Now what's an 8K? Think of it as a current report that companies file with the Securities and Exchange Commission or SEC to announce major events that shareholders should know about. The date of this report is September 3rd, 2025, and they're telling us about an event happening the very next day. Palmer Square Capital BDC's main thing is their common stock. They trade on the New York Stock Exchange, and you might see them with the ticker symbol PSBD. Now they've checked a box indicating they are an emerging growth company. This means they're relatively new and can follow some slightly different rules, especially when it comes to reporting financial information. They're not opting out of newer accounting rules, which suggests they're ready to move forward with the latest standards. The main purpose of this filing is under something called Regulation if Disclosure. This rule is all about making sure important information is shared with everyone at the same time, not just a select few. It prevents companies from giving insider tips. So what's the big news? Well, on September 4th, 2025, the company is giving a presentation to its investors at an investor forum. This is where they'll likely discuss their business, their performance, and their future plans. And here's the key part for us. They've included a copy of that presentation as an exhibit to this report, specifically Exhibit 99.1. This means we can actually see what they're telling their investors. They're essentially saying, here's what we're telling our investors, and you can see it too. They also add a little legal disclaimer here. They're saying that the information they're providing in this specific part of the report isn't technically being filed in the same way other information is. This often means they're being careful about legal responsibility for that particular disclosure, perhaps because it's forward-looking or based on certain assumptions. It's a way to say this is for informational purposes, but don't hold us to it in a strict legal sense. Then we get to item 901, which is all about the exhibits. This is where they list the documents attached to the report. As we saw, Exhibit 99.1 is the investor forum presentation dated for September 4th, 2025. This is likely the core of what they want to communicate. And they also included Exhibit 104, which is the cover page data in a special format called Inline XBRL. This is for making financial data machine readable, helping analysts and computers process the information more easily. It's like a structured summary for digital systems. Finally, the report is signed by Jeffrey D. Fox, who holds the title of Chief Financial Officer. This confirms that the company's financials and disclosures are being approved by the top financial executive. Now, based on this report, there aren't any specific financial tables directly within this particular 8K filing itself to dissect in detail. This 8K is primarily an announcement that they are sharing their investor presentation. The real financial meat will be in that presentation document, Exhibit 99.1, which we don't have the content of here in this filing. However, we can infer what the company might be trying to highlight. Typically, a company like Palmer Square Capital BDC, which is a business development company or BDC, focuses on providing financing to small and mid-sized companies, often through loans and private equity investments. Their success hinges on the performance of these underlying investments, interest income they generate, and potentially capital gains if they sell those investments. For a BDC, key numbers to watch out for in their investor presentations usually include their net asset value or NAV per share, which is essentially the value of their assets minus their liabilities, divided by the number of shares outstanding. This gives a good picture of the intrinsic worth of the company's investments. They'll also be keen to report their total investment income, which is the interest and dividends they receive from their portfolio companies. Operating expenses are also crucial as they directly impact profitability. And importantly, they'll likely discuss their portfolio composition, what industries their investments are in, the average size of those investments, and the credit quality of their borrowers. The fact that they're holding an investor forum and providing this presentation suggests they have something they want to communicate proactively to their investors. This could be positive news about recent investments, a new strategy, or perhaps addressing any concerns an investor base might have. Given they are an emerging growth company, they are likely showcasing their growth potential and how their investment strategy is playing out. Looking at this filing, the most important takeaway is that Palmer Square Capital BDC is actively engaging with its investors and providing them with information about its current activities and outlook. While we don't have the specifics of their financial performance from this document alone, we know that the accompanying presentation will contain those details. In my opinion, this filing signals a company that is being transparent and proactive in its communication with shareholders. The focus on an investor forum presentation means they likely have key updates they want to share, and by filing it as an exhibit, they are ensuring all investors have access to this information simultaneously. The emerging growth company status means we should keep an eye on how they manage their growth and navigate regulatory requirements. It's a sign of a company trying to build investor confidence. What are your thoughts on Palmer Square Capital BDC given this filing? Do you think these investor forums are a good way for companies to communicate? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to Corporate Decoder for more insights. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description below to continue the conversation. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.